Peace be with you everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Trevor, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a top 10 list from my collection of fragrances that I'd recommend for Thanksgiving Day. So I'm going to be taking a look at things that have notes such as nutmeg, hazelnut, honey, and tobacco, as well as some woods. I think are all certain fragrance notes that accent this particular holiday's festive qualities. So without further ado, let's get right into the first one, which is an honorable mention, and that is going to be Boss Bottled Intense. Honorable mention because it is discontinued. I think it's going for about $130 on eBay right now. I would say this is probably, I wouldn't really want to pay more than maybe $80 for this. You used to be able to get it for under $40. Really nice apple pie, sometimes giving a bit of a juicy fruit vibe, juicy fruit bubblegum, but it's a nice cinnamon, apple, fresh, lovely fragrance, really good for the autumn time, apple pie vibes, so Thanksgiving kind of brings the same scent memories as an apple pie. So honorable mention is going to be Hugo Boss Bottled Intense Eau de Parfum. Number 10 on this list is going to be one that might not be that well received. These first couple ones have some culinary spices like cumin and things of that nature that might be a little bit off-putting for some, but I think accent the food-centric quality of Thanksgiving rather well. So the first one, or number 10 on the list, is going to be Kenzo Jungle. This is Olivier Cresp is the perfumer. It's mostly, I think there's some nutmeg in here, cinnamon, lime, so a nice bright citrus, freshy, with a certain like spice rack sort of blast of dry culinary qualities that you get out of this one. So I think this is really good for Thanksgiving because it has a certain element to it that reminds me of food. But it's also fresh and citrusy and smells like a cologne, and I think would go over really well at the Thanksgiving dinner table. Pretty inoffensive. Alright, and then number 9. This one I have not ever smelled anything other than this version that I have here, but I hear that the original formulation is a classic in the fragrance world. But this is going to be L'Instant de Guerlain Eau de Toilette. I think if I had the Eau de Parfum, I'd probably be recommending that one, but all in all, this has got some star anise in it, so it's got that nice sort of autumnal, wintry, cold weather, spicy quality to it, as well as some cacao and lemon. So it's got this nice, dusty, powdery cacao, hinting at sweetness, but never quite delivering on that sweetness, but also with some fresh lemon qualities to it. Reminds me of like a bag of wood chips mixed in with cacao powder, like bitter baker's chocolate cacao powder, with a hint of lemon to kind of freshen it up and make it more like a cologne. Really pleasant aroma. Unfortunately, like I've heard that this is a pale comparison of the original L'Instant de Guerlain, but still I think a nice pickup for the autumn time. Number 8 is going to be Cartier Declaration Eau de Parfum. So this is, I would probably have this higher up on the list because I really enjoy this fragrance. Let me just go ahead and get a spray of that one. But again, this has got a like an off-putting spice note for some, like it gives a little bit of a BO odor to certain noses, but for me this is really nice, spicy, woody, boozy, kind of sweetened up with cardamom, take on the original Cartier Declaration. Yeah, really enjoying this in the air right now. Other than it being a bit off-putting to some noses, which is why I have it lower on the list, this is probably in the running for what I plan on wearing on Thanksgiving. Okay, moving on to number 7 This one doesn't have any of the sort of nutmeg, hazelnut, honey, culinary, woody. I mean, this is a woody fragrance, but it doesn't have all of the fragrance notes that I was kind of compiling for the list. But I think this is a good one that's inoffensive, nice, elegant, classy, fresh, and fruity, and, well, not too fruity, but like a dirty orange. That's Terre d'Hermes. Classic. Most people do not like this when they first smell it, so that's why I put this lower on the list as well, because it tends to be not as mass appealing. I personally didn't enjoy this fragrance when I first got it and was using it as a bug spray for a while. But I wore this again over this past autumn, and it just really clicked finally, and it had this certain like powdery, elegant woodiness with the fresh, bright citrus. Really great vetiver-based fragrance is where the wood comes from in this one. I generally don't like orange as a fragrance note. I'm pretty off-put by orange blossom. I can't really stand most fragrances that have that as a central component. But Terre d'Hermes, I think, is a great, easy, dumb reach for a holiday like Thanksgiving. Okay. Moving on to number 5. Alright, and this is having a little bit of a hard time pronouncing the French, but this translates as Love Me As I Am by the House of Caron. This is a nice kind of metallic hazelnut fragrance. I think there might be some like green herbal touches as well that kind of have that culinary aspect to the fragrance that I think works well for Thanksgiving also. Haven't gotten too much wear out of this one. See, probably only like 2 or 3 times, but it reminds me of a nice kind of wedding between something like Hermes H24, the Eau de Toilette, and Guerlain L'Homme Ideal, the Eau de Toilette. So it's got this like nice hazelnut creamy nuttiness, but then there's this like slight metallic tinge that you kind of get off of the Hermes H24 that makes it fresh and sort of modern. And let's go ahead and get a spray of that one in the air also. Really comforting and approachable, soft. I think this is going to be another really good one to wear when you're sitting in close proximity to people. That's why I put it up higher on the list than some of these other ones like Cartier Declaration, Eau de Parfum, and Terre d'Hermes, which I think are better fragrances overall, but this one probably going to be a little bit less offensive when you're sitting next to people on the dinner table for Thanksgiving. Alright, so we got the top 5 there, we got the first 5 moving into the top 5. Halfway through the list. This one also I've got marked lower based upon how much I actually like it, but I think this could also potentially be a little bit offensive because the potency and the quality of ingredients and the sort of Middle Eastern tinge. But that is Jubilation 25 from the House of Amouage. It's got some nice, there's some honey in here, which I think is one of the main things that attracted me to it for a day like Thanksgiving. So it's got like a little bit of a sweet culinary quality to it. There's some black currant that really stands out. Really quite a handful of notes. But the whole thing just has a really nice autumnal accent, sweet, edible, kitchen spice sort of vibe, but done in a really elegant, classy, regal sort of way. Beautiful bottle. I think the whole color scheme with this orange golden hue and then a blue kind of cap there works really well for Thanksgiving and autumn in general. Alright, and then moving on to number 4 on the list, we are going to go with this one. So if you are a fan of Halloween Man X, Rojas Man, or Coffee and Whiskey by Bath & Body Works, those are all really nice coffee-based cheapies, but if you want to upgrade your coffee game to the designer level, maybe not go all the way full niche, but this is one I would recommend. This is Robert Graham's Valor. And this, I think I got recommended by Max Forti. But wow, just amazing. Let's get a shot of this one in the air. I might even make this my scent of the day. Beautiful 3 notes, coffee, sage, and amber. So there's a nice, pleasant green herbal quality that kind of actually sometimes overpowers the coffee and the amber. But just the sweetness and the sort of coffee taste accented by the amber mixed with the greenness from the sage makes this just such a delightful coffee fragrance. Probably my favorite coffee fragrance in my collection, and works great for that early morning period that might be going on as you're cooking the Thanksgiving dinner, preparing for the evening for family to get over there. Just nice, casual around the house, dressed up, dressed down, really beautiful. Highly recommend. That's my number 4 on the list for Thanksgiving. Okay, top 3. Again, I kind of composed this list based upon sort of mass appeal towards the front and not necessarily like my own personal favorites, which would have had Declaration, Eau de Parfum, and Terre d'Hermes and Jubilation Man a little bit higher up. That being said, for fragrance number 3 on this list, hazelnut and honey, both in this one. Nice, soft, mass appealing, pleasant, edible. Paco Rabanne's 1 Million Lucky. So I heard that this was discontinued, but I think you can still buy it at for full retail at Sephora and places like that. So hopefully it's sticking around with us. Go ahead and get a little waft of that one as well. I think there's that plum note in there. Gives it a little bit of a nice fruity quality. Like I kind of went for fruity nuttiness because those qualities remind me of charcuterie boards, which are something that is commonplace around the holiday dinners. So a nice little 200 ml bottle. I should be good on this one for a while. I've got, I don't know if you can see past all the fingerprints, pretty good dent in it despite being a 200 ml. But yeah, I think that one is going to be really well received by everyone at the holiday party. So it's a safe, easy, edible, festive, fruity, nutty, sweetened up with honey sort of fragrance. I'm sure that you've probably gotten your nose on that one. It's pretty popular, as are these next 2 in the 1 and 2 spots. So number 2, I've got, moving along with the apple pie vibe that we had with the honorable mention at the beginning with Hugo Boss Bottled Intense, this is going to be Parfums de Marly Layton for the number 2 spot. Nice apple, vanilla. I think there might be some other spices in here that kind of sweeten it up and help the vanilla, but also give it a little bit more of an edge instead of making it like a pure gourmand. So it's got freshness, sweetness, apple. Really great for the fall. A little bit youthful for me anymore, but still really mass appealing. I think a great choice for any type of autumn occasion. Interested to try the exclusive version. I've only got, I think this is the only fragrance from Parfums de Marly that I've actually gotten my nose on. But obviously, you know, it's like their most common, and I'm really glad that I do have it, and I'm looking forward to wearing this one. I think this is going to be my scent of the day, actually, so let me just go ahead and put on Layton. Alright. And for the number 1 spot is going to be a recent addition to my collection, but going to be a fall staple for sure. This has got tobacco, honey, and a hay note, which the hay, I think, or a hay accord, I should say, really brings out a certain autumnal vibe to it. There's a lot of like hay baskets that people use as decorations out front of their houses during this time of the year. And that is going to be Serge Lutens Shurji. This is super pleasant. It's got a lot of gourmandish facets, but then there's a certain dryness that kind of like balances out the sticky gooiness from like the honey and the tobacco. Makes this super wearable. I think you would be eaten up at the dinner table if you were wearing this. Definitely beautiful juice color too. Highly recommend this one. This one's even quite a bit cheaper than Parfums de Marly fragrances. You can get this for right around $100. You get 100 or a 50 ml for like $70 or something like that. Really a steal for such a beautiful juice. So that is going to be my top 10 plus one honorable mention for Thanksgiving. Let me know your picks in the comments down below. I appreciate you sticking with me to the end of the video, and a special thanks and shout out to all my subscribers. It's been really a joy interacting with you all, and you know, you guys facilitating the channel's growth and everything. I just wanted to express my gratitude for that in the spirit of Thanksgiving, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Hope you all have a enjoyable holiday season, or just happy Friday as well, because today's Friday here where I'm filming, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.